And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this.
Hello, this is Kyle Diakovich with HHS News. We're interviewing students today asking about veterans. Do you know anybody that's in the armed services?
Actually, I do. And I have grandparents and other family members that are veterans.
Do you have any messages for the veterans?
I just think that veterans are really misunderstood and not as appreciated as they should be. And I think that for veterans, just know you're doing a great job, and it's very appreciated subconsciously.
We are with Mrs. Weaver, and do you know anybody in the armed forces?
I do. I know several people in the armed forces from the Korean War to Iraq and Afghanistan right now.
And do you want to tell the veterans anything? Just a message?
Yes, thank you so much for everything you've done for our country and keeping us free and allowing us to have the rights that our country's worked so hard to get. And I'd also like to thank you for recognizing the veterans today, which is a day that's overlooked by many in the U.S.
We are with Mrs. Harris. Mrs. Harris, do you know anybody in the armed forces?
I do. I know Hannah Bobel. She is at the Naval Academy.
And do you have any messages for all the veterans?
Well, for Hannah, I miss you. You used to sit in my office and eat food, and now there's nobody here to eat food in my office. So, hey, Hannah, glad you're having a great time and doing a great job. I look forward to seeing you in the armed services. And my dad was a Navy veteran as well, and I was actually born in a naval hospital. So, thanks, Dad. Thanks for serving your country.
Jordan Kessinger. Jordan, do you know anybody in the armed forces?
My brother and Hannah Bobel.
And do you have any message that you'd like to say to all the veterans?
Thank you for serving us.
We're with Miss Rock. Miss Rock, do you know anybody in the armed forces?
Yes, my grandfather earned a Purple Heart in World War II. He fought on June 7th, 1944, the day after D-Day.
And do you have any message that you would like to say to the veterans?
Yes. I feel as though veterans, especially in the Iraq and Afghanistan wars, are greatly underappreciated. We don't think about how war is affecting them and their families often, so I just want to say thank you to the veterans in these wars that we're fighting now and in all wars. Your efforts are very much appreciated.
Now we are with Miss Cox. Miss Cox, do you know anybody in the armed forces?
In the armed forces right now, yes, I do. We have young Nick Slayback, who's serving in the armed forces. He served a tour in Afghanistan. He's now stateside. Also, Joe Whitty is another family friend. He's with the National Guard. So, yes, I do.
And do you have any message that you would like to say to the veterans?
Yes, I do. Thank you very much. I thank the veterans. I also thank their families for the hard work that they put in while their loved ones are serving. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Now we are with Miss Cunningham. Miss Cunningham, do you know anybody in the armed forces?
I do. Years ago, my grandfather joined the Coast Guard during World War II. Unfortunately, it was after Pearl Harbor, so he didn't get to see a lot of action in Hawaii where he was stationed, but I do have a lot of cool pictures of him playing volleyball with some Hawaiian hula girls. So he's the only veteran that I know.
And do you have a message that you would like to say to the veterans?
I'd like to say thank you to all of our veterans for their sacrifice and their hard work. Thank you.
And now we are with Mr. Spencer. Mr. Spencer, do you know any veterans?
My uncle.
And do you have a message for all the veterans?
Thank you for serving time in our military.
And now we're with Kayla Flegel and Sarah Wallace. Do you guys know anybody in the armed forces?
My two grandpas were in it, and my uncle's in it right now.
My grandpa was in it.
And do you have any message that you would like to say to the veterans?
Keep up the good work, and your sacrifices are greatly appreciated to us.
Thanks for serving us, and I'm glad that you fought for our country and for us.
And now we are with Mr. Beaver. Mr. Beaver, do you know anybody that's in the armed forces or that was a veteran?
Yes, I do. I have a few close friends that serve in the armed forces, have done terms in both Iraq and Afghanistan.
And do you have a message for all the veterans out there?
Yes, I'd like them to know that I'm very thankful for their sacrifice and their courage. and that we're all grateful for the things they do and the freedom they provide us.
'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless all
Hello, this is Kyle Diakovich with HHS News. Wrestling started on Monday, and it should be interesting to see how this plans out.
Wrestling!
Shalom, Holmes. I'm just back from the ICU. Obviously, wrestling has started, and the first match will be at December. You should follow us for updates on Heyworth's first wrestling team.
Hello, this is Caleb Marr with Evan Patrick. Yes, what are your thoughts?
Giving blood is a great way for people who need blood. So yeah, I'm all for this.
What's your favorite color?
My favorite color is orange.
Now look up slowly. Bring your arms up and bring them down. They're going to go up again, both arms higher this time. Turn them down. Bring your thumbs to yourself and down. Point your right hand from low to high. Start with your heads down. Now look up slowly. Bring your arms up and bring them down. They're going to go up again, both arms higher this time. Turn them down. Bring your thumbs to yourself and down. Point your right hand from low to high. Burst your right hand. Now fists to your sides.
9, 8, 7.
Now your fingers, 5, 4.
3, 2, 1.
Burst both hands. Up, punch, across. Crank, crank, stay down. Shoulder, chin, shoulder, and pat. Double dream hands, and thumbs to yourself. Punch again. Now point your right hand from low to high. Punch, crank underhanded. 2 pats, shoulder, double dream hands. Up, just like before. Crank. Stay down. Shoulder, chin, shoulder, shoulder, shoulder. Double dream hands. Again. Thumbs to yourself. Punch. Punch from high to low. Punch. And crank underhanded. Pat twice. Double dream hands. Again. Up. Rock out now. Crank it. Stay down. Shoulder, chin, shoulder, and double dream hands. Now, jazz hand. Up. Right hand. Rain hands. Point your hand over there. Step clap. Jazz hand. Burst. Again, left jazz hand. Clap. Clap. Hands to your knees. 2-step claps. Reach to the audience. 2-step claps. Hands to your knees. Left jazz hand. Left, right, burst. Like before. And point high to low. Crank your underhanded. Pat. Double dream hands. And butterfly. Double dream hands. Freestyle. Make a tight group. Punch.
Shalom, Holmes. This is Kyle Diakovich. Shalom. Huh? I'm coughing up blood, you guys. Okay, so shalom, Holmes. Okay. Obviously. And now we're with the